Today is November 22nd, 2009, and it's 9:46 a.m. in London when we're doing this market update. Look at that. Finally, some action in the Euro USD. We've been waiting for quite some time for this to go lower and spiked higher today and now spiking lower. So the market reached the sell zone on Monday. Today, Friday, it's finally trying to leave this little area behind. Of course, the markets are definitely choppy, so it's a bit difficult to say what's going to happen next, like in the immediate next hour or two. But the outlook for the Euro USD has not changed according to me. We are in a downtrend, a short-term one, I know that, and then we have the bigger picture. So the trend is aligned. I do think we're going to trade lower as long as trade below 111.16. So that's the level I'm watching. GBP versus the USD is also lower today. The market itself overall here is within a range of 127.62 and 130.17. There's not any reason to do anything here. The market is just trading sideways, so let's don't do nothing. Dollar versus the Japanese yen did reach the buy zone a few days ago, and if you bought this, you'll be up with about 20 points. There's no real change to the outlook. As long as you're about 107.87, this is going to be an uptrend, and the price should drift towards 109.49. Crude oil prices strong today, very strong. Not today necessarily, but over the last day or two. The new trend is at, or trend finding level is at 54.67. And this little line here is capping price, and as I said last time, we want to buy a dip, and that's what we want to do. Last time we were up here, by the way. So it might go up, of course. Next high is 59.43. This is not the time to sell against this move. This can, could be trading at 63 if we wanted to. It's crude oil at the end of the day. So I would not be doing anything here. I'll wait for a pullback, and the trend's bullish about 54.67. Gold prices. What's going on here? They're up slightly. A few days ago, we said look to sell. We actually reached the sell zone already on the 14th, and the market remains in a downtrend. If you are short, you would be up with about $3.50. If earlier today you would have been up, or last night I think it is, yesterday actually, you'll be up with about $13. What else? What else? Let me check here. Stock markets. So this is the S&P 500, and we said that here people are probably going to look to buy. If you did buy here on the back of this, you should be up a tiny bit, maybe 7.8 basis points. The next real resistance level is this year's high and the multi-year high up here. That could be something. And as long as you're above 3069.9, then this is going to be an uptrend. So there's no real reason to make any changes here. Finally, German DAX. It's a bit of a difficult one. When the market slipped below support, that ended the downtrend or the uptrend. And the market is, I think it's neutral, but I think realistically, we probably set a high here. And I do think that we're probably going to see further weakness. Probably people are going to be trying to buy down here. You can see similar signs in the things like the Italian stock market. Like this one, had a very nice breakout here. It's correcting lower. You can look at the OMX 30, which is the Swedish stock market index, which also had a very nice breakout, and you're starting to see things rolling over effectively. Let's take a look at the CAC 40. I haven't looked at this one for quite some time. And also you see going up and then down and up, and it's a bit of a rejection. Doesn't mean that it's going to come down tumbling, but well, actually that's what I would say eventually, because what happens is the markets, they rally, and then they have a bit of correction, and then this move here, which is a beautiful move, for example, on the CAC 40 here, it's quite an aggressive move from the low. This is from this low, this is 10%. And of course, sometimes when the market is really oversold like here, you have these amazing moves like this one. It's a 23% move. But we didn't have that decline here, did we? We went up, went down, traded sideways. This pattern by itself, wouldn't necessarily call this an ascending triangle, but it's something in lines with an ascending triangle. Let's actually talk about the S&P. Here you have an ascending triangle. So I'm gonna do this by hand, like that, and then like that. And the difference between these two levels can be added on top here. So it will be something like that. And then that's your target. Some people will take the base, and that gives you even a more aggressive target. So this level line up here is this level up here. But if you traded these patterns like I have, I had a very good loss year, about 40% up. You will hit those levels. You definitely will, but it will be a bit difficult. And most of the time, we don't actually hit that big level. At least now, not nowadays, with central bankers trying to control the market, presidents trying to control the markets. Everybody's trying to control the market with tweets, comments, and things, and you know, fiscal policy, monetary policy predominantly. So things don't go in a straight line anymore. So I do think we will go upwards. Sure looks like it. And that's it really. Let's see if you guys have any questions. So we have a question about oil. Can I talk about oil? I have Nikos here as well, and we have Main West. So oil, yeah. So about oil in general, as I mentioned before, we're dealing with an uptrend here. And the ideal situation would be to buy on a dip. If you look at it from a bigger picture perspective, then the outlook is much more, fortunately, a bit more boring. Like if you look at it from a really big picture perspective, we're sort of consolidating within this range, which is rather typical. This market will consolidate and then it will break out. The way this is looking, it will trade sideways for longer, I think, and then we'll see what happens. This is a big triangle, and it could, if we wanted to, potentially go much higher. So on a break, if we would break out right now, maybe do something like that. The alternative, we take out the downside, and we'll do something like that. The issue with this market, though, is that it's also within a bigger range to some extent. So it looks to me more sideways action, really. I'm not sure we can do this. Yeah, we can do this. So you have this massive consolidating pattern. So realistically, heading into the next few years, or not next few years, next few months, say until summer at least, will probably definitely be within, you know, these big levels. And there's a risk that we continue to trade within this shorter range as well. And then that's gonna be, after we'll have a nice breakout. So I think that's definitely something to keep an eye on. What happens many times is that in the beginning of the year, you have like a breakout at one point, and the market sort of decides what it wants to do. Get a question by Main West. Euro US, Euro Aussie dollar. So this is the Euro Aussie dollar, and the market is, let's take a look at it. So this is Euro Aussie, and then weekly chart, big picture, definitely have a bit of a bullish bias. Not sure we can say or do with this one, to be honest. It's definitely a bit of a choppy beast. So when it is like this, you can do different things, but one is not necessarily, you can put a pitchfork, I think. So you do have that upturn, right? And the pitchfork does help us here a bit. You can see it was been capped here, 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 and here, and here. Then you got support, 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 support. So it's sort of capped within these different levels. And it's bang in the middle here, so you really can't do too much. I have actually been watching this myself, I remember very well. So you have this little section here and this level here. There's two things if you want to trade this. One would be looking to get involved around that line, doing something like that. If this line doesn't hold, you have another lower level, but this should make sense. And then you see this potential trade a bit upwards, I think. That's what I would say, so down and up. And also, if you look at it from a macro perspective, G20 this weekend, right? US and China is supposed to meet. It's been very, very quiet ahead of this event. And I don't even remember really now what's going on lately, except that I think the Chinese government wants to see the US retract some of the tariffs before even signing phase one. So it's a little bit like the situation the US finds itself with North Korea, where Kim Jong-un wants to say, well, yeah, I'll dismantle my nuclear warheads and so on and so on. But you need to, withdraw your bases, and you need to withdraw your manpower from South Korea. And that's a no-go. So most likely it's gonna take a bit of longer time. And right now the economy is in a sweet spot. Everybody's super excited. The charts tell us people will be continue to be excited because of this big pattern. But things can change. Things can change in a blink of a minute. I mean, if you look at this is a channel in the S&P 500. And most of my channels in this market, like this one, look at Nasdaq 100. Actually, I don't have it here for Nasdaq 100. This is the Dow 30. You see, we're very close to the upper end of this range. German DAX, I don't have it there, but this is very close to my upper range of a channel. And then you have the S&P, which is relatively close to the channel. So these channels, they work rather good. They do suggest that we're nearing a bit of a high in the optimism of what people think is going to happen. And traditionally, when the markets are down in the bottom here, which this thing did predict, everybody was very pessimistic. But now we're pretty much up here. Everybody's optimistic. Everybody like, we're going to have a trade deal, and so on and so on. I think it's going to be good. It might not happen. Realistically, it will be delayed even further. And from that perspective, when you look at something like Euro Aussie, of course the Australian dollar is going to weaken more, I think. And the euro is probably going to remain where it is. So I would bet this going higher, but I wouldn't buy it here. I would buy at low levels. So we got a question about gold. So we already covered gold. So the best thing to do is actually you can put here actually. So if you arrive late, you can actually just take it from the beginning. You just push it all the way back. And you can see here that I covered all the different markets. This is the Euro USD, and we have gold. I think in general about gold, there's two big targets. I'm a nice guy, so I'm going to cover it again. But we're going to cover the big. So for the short term, just scroll back to the beginning. For gold in the long term, we still have some very interesting targets. And look at that, some old setups. We still have this very long-term idea with a big head, left shoulder, double right shoulder. That gives you a target of 1,700. That's that. Then you have the ascending triangle, which is from here to here and these levels here. That gives you a less aggressive target, which is the target at 600. So we still have those targets. I still think they can be met, but a bit like I said with stock markets, this market has rallied quite significantly, And it wouldn't be unsurprising if the market wants to go down and revisit 1375. Not at all. Fib-wise as well, that would just be a 61.8% correction, but we bounced from the first fib, so it might go a little bit lower, I think, here, maybe 1406. But then from here, I think people are going to start to build positions again, and they're going to try to target these levels. So that's what I will be focusing on. Okay, we're gonna wrap things up. Guys, don't forget to click here to like the video. Don't forget as well to follow me. Here's a link to my Twitter. If you have questions as well, need any more support, you can click on that and I'll see what I can do for you. As well, don't forget to check out the homepage on Londinium FX. Sorry, Investing Cube. There's a lot of content here. You got the different sections. If you want Forex, you can read Forex. If you have any feedback about the content we produce, there's something very cool that you find on another website that you want us to explore, maybe add, then please reach out to me. So we have this Investing Cubes Online Trading Summit, which is going to happen in 8 days. I have a few speakers, people you might not have heard of before, very experienced traders. And it's an online webinar from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. London time. And what happens here is that you can come and join and you can learn. Hopefully learn a few new ideas and tips and tricks that can help you become better traders. So it's free to sign up. First name, last name, email, country and phone number. Click that box. You get your link, and then we'll just see each other in 8 hours and 8 days and 5 hours and 34 minutes. And that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm gonna send you the link for this. Just give me a second. I just need to send you a special link, otherwise I'll get in trouble. Let's just check this link here. Alright guys, have a great day and a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday, same time here on Investing Cube and the ATFX YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, really important. Thanks, and bye bye.